Hey everyone, Heather here, and for today's video, I was actually digging through my email searching for the words Halo because I remember writing a blog post about my first experience playing Halo 2 with the mic. This is pre-YouTube, so I had to write a blog post. But when I did the email search, something else popped up and I completely forgot about this. Once upon a time, I applied for a job at Blizzard. And I found my application, my cover letter, and my resume that I had sent to them. In the first video that I uploaded on this channel, it's a review about Final Fantasy XIV. And because the other MMO I've played in my life is World of Warcraft, I just couldn't help but make the comparison between the two. I had no idea that I was entering into a conversation that is already happening. I still don't quite understand it, but I didn't realize that Final Fantasy XIV versus World of Warcraft is kind of like an ongoing conversation. I haven't played WoW in years. I actually stopped playing during Burning Crusade, so that was, I don't know, 2007, 2008. But when I did play, I cannot tell you how many hours I put into this game. I absolutely loved it. Even though I haven't played World of Warcraft in years, it will always be one of my favorite games just because of how much joy it brought to me when I was playing it. I can't believe we found these pictures, but I messaged my friend James at 7 in the morning today to see if he still had pictures from this event. We went to college at UC Irvine. And at the time, I don't know if it still is, but Blizzard's headquarters was in Irvine. And when Burning Crusade was launching, they did a whole event at the Fry's in Irvine, which I don't even think exists anymore. But I don't know if you can read this, but it says midnight opening for the in-store signing event with the Blizzard developers from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. on January 16th, 2007. Can you see that? January 16th right here. 2007. I remember it being so cold that night. Here's the fries. Here's our wristbands. I'm pretty sure I still have this wristband. We could buy the game there, and then they set up a bunch of tables where all the developers were sitting, and you can get the developers to sign your game box. My friend James and I have such a long history playing video games together. Him bringing his laptop to my college apartment, I was on my laptop. We were playing World of Warcraft, ordering Pizza Hut with a 2-liter Coke, and just for hours playing in Azeroth, and it was just absolutely blissful. I know the game has come a long way. I just stopped playing, I don't know, probably 2008. I don't think I saw Cataclysm. I don't think it doesn't sound familiar to me. I think I picked it up during the Panda one, Pandaria, Pandemonia, Panda. I had been so disconnected for so long that I didn't know that they had come out with Dungeon Finder and the transmog thing. These are comments that are being left on my other video that oh wow, I had those things too. I didn't know, and it's cool that they added that. So yeah, I graduated from UCI in 2008, and it says that I applied at Blizzard for a new grad talent hire in public relations on July 31st, 2008. So I was a fresh graduate, and I remember putting my heart and soul into this cover letter. I was like, oh, this is the part where I can convey my love for Blizzard and World of Warcraft and video games and stuff like that. And maybe, I don't know, maybe, spoiler alert, I never got a call back. But I remember frantically refreshing my email for weeks. Oh my gosh, am I at least gonna get a, sorry, we can't accept you at this time or something. I got nothing. Of course everything worked out. I'm glad I didn't end up going down a whole career of video games. I do remember watching an interview by Gabe Newell, who's the founder of Valve and Steam, and I remember him saying, you can play video games, you can make video games, or you can have a life, and you can only pick two. I ended up working in marketing, communications, and PR for 10 years before quitting my job to start my own business, but it was all in the nonprofit sector, all at, different nonprofits, which I absolutely enjoyed. So, Of course, everything happens for a reason, but I was definitely bummed when I didn't hear back. So yeah, let's go through my cover letter. This will be interesting. I honestly don't remember what I wrote because this was like, what, 14 years ago? To whom it may concern, my name is Heather Ramirez and I'm a recent graduate of the University of California, Irvine with a Bachelor of Science in Applied Ecology. So then, why am I applying for a job that has nothing to do with the environment or the application of anything ecologically related? To put it simply, I love video games. To make a long story short, I have been surrounded with the health field and more specifically nursing since I was born. However, after graduating from college, I realized that although the human body and the complication of its functions are fascinating, I find myself honestly appreciating outside appearances and human effort more than all the numerous invisible processes that occur within the human body. Who says this stuff, dude? No wonder they didn't call me back. Before I came across this opportunity, I had no idea what to do. So instead of studying for my optometry admissions test this summer, I played Zelda the Wind Waker, finally got around to it, and leveled up my human warlock in the world of Warcraft. After playing video games for a straight week, I wished I could be surrounded by video games for the rest of my life because that would be, to put it bluntly, so cool. Oh my God. If you're the HR person, this is just like red flag after red flag. Sadly, it reminded me of those TV commercials where the kids are playing video games and one of them says, "Wouldn't it be cool if we could play video games for a job?" And it's some ad about getting a degree in virtual entertainment. No, I'm not interested in actual software programming or graphic artistry since I have no experience in those fields and I already have a bachelor's of science. I am interested in the business side of the video game industry. I have a lot of experience in planning and execution, effective communication, working with large amounts of people, analyzing data, and of course, playing video games. First of all, I have been an active member of Alpha Phi Omega, a national co-ed fraternity that focuses on community service for the past 3 years. And before anyone comes at me for going Greek, AFIO was like a super nerdy co-ed fraternity. The pledging process was to do volunteering and community service, and like it was a dry fraternity, so there was no alcohol at events. It was like not your typical fraternity. Specifically, I served as the service vice president, in which I coordinated several volunteering events with various nonprofit organizations that allowed my chapter to complete over 3,000 community service hours in that term. See, it's so funny because I ended up using that experience in my career. Additionally, I also held the position of treasurer, in which I managed a fraternity account, as well as coordinated many events to raise funds, one of them being a Halo tournament. I remember this. Lastly, I have played video games since forever. For the record, my favorite video game of all time is Chrono Trigger. My experience with PC online gaming has a lot to do with Blizzard games, Diablo, Diablo 2, StarCraft, Warcraft, and World of Warcraft. In conclusion, I would love to be a part of the Blizzard team as an associate of public relations. That was actually like really cute. I see some red flags, like if we're gonna critique it, but I'm very proud of it looking back. Like, aw, look at me try. Like I tried, you know? I don't really keep up with gaming news like regularly. I see highlights every now and then, and it always makes me sad to hear what the heck is going on over at Activision Blizzard, because every time they pop up in the news, it's like never a good thing. I think there was always a part of me that fantasized about what it would have been like to have a career in video games because of how much video games are a part of my life. But thinking back to what Gabe Newell said, and you know, this is someone who like lives and breathes the video game industry, and I like that I can have a life and also play video games. So I'm very happy with how everything turned out, especially like finally biting the bullet and starting this gaming channel, which has been an idea in my head for years. I just kept talking myself out of it. So anyway, I know this is a kind of a different video that isn't actually about me playing games, but I don't know, I thought it would be a funny thing to share. So hope you enjoy that, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.